I think I heard the twins spawning. I did. Can we hop down and get in this room down here? Inside, inside, inside. Okay, as soon as this guy goes down, I'm gonna put a chorus on him. Alright, get him. Beat him up, beat him up. Alright, beat the ranged one. Alright, nice. Twins are out of the way. Easy game. Hello everyone, Mr. E here, and supports, rise up. It's our time. Because supporting is actually a really important role in Darktide. It gets more important the deeper you get into the game. If you are pushing into Havoc, this is a build I think you should be interested in. This is absolutely a backbone build. It's going to be full support build. We are not here to claim the glory. If you want to get to Challenger League in League of Legends and you just want to play Lulu in the bottom lane, this is the build for you, right? I don't know if Lulu's good anymore, but she was good back in the day. Hugify or whatever, right? So what are we doing, right? We want to be doing as many choruses as possible. So how are we going to go about that? Well, firstly, we're stacking the dueling sword with crit and carapace damage. So we got carapace and crit, and then we've got crit and carapace killing in the blessings down there. Enough said on that thing? Yeah. Just use it to backstab lots of enemies and get as many crits as possible. Spearhead bolt gun. Why am I using the bolt gun instead of the flamer on this build? Well, the bolt gun does its job way faster. The flamer is like a 10-second investment if you want to pull it out and then shoot a whole tank of gas and then put it away and go back to what you were doing. God forbid you want to reload it, right? So all that time is time where you could have been getting out there with the dueling sword and getting resets on your ultimate. And that is time that we don't have. We want to be coursing as often as possible. So we just want to pull out the bolt gun, mag dump on the boss, and then go back to what we were doing. So Cavalcade and Pinning Fire are your blessings for that, with Carapace and Unyielding so we can blast through bosses and crushers. Alright, toughness, toughness, stamina down here with additional toughness, stamina regen, and combat ability regen. We desperately need all of those additional stats there. Combat ability regen is like maybe the most important thing here, and stamina regen is super important because we're going to be doing a lot of shoving to hold the enemies in place and a ton of sprinting. That's why we have extra stamina in order to get ourselves into the right position to do our choruses. Okay. So here's this is a crit focus build, right? So this is where we're starting out, is with the trifecta over here, since we're doing all crits. And we need to come all the way across and grab these two, Until Death and Holy Revenant. This is your get out of jail free card. And honestly, it's not that bad of an investment behind these 2 points, because this is melee damage and this is movement speed. So two not bad minor nodes, all things considered. But these two are going to allow you to make plays that you wouldn't otherwise, right? Sometimes this will save your life. You can take a crusher overhead and just keep on chugging, and that'll get you enough time to get you to the next course and save the game. So that's, and it just prevents you from all sorts of bullshit deaths that can happen all the time. So that's why we have that in there. Then over here in the middle tree, we have Shield of Contempt. Shield of Contempt is actually a really, really cool mechanic. I like that this, I like this idea. I wish there was more like this in the tree. Maybe there will be someday, who knows? But what it does is anytime you or an ally on the team takes health damage, a little buff goes on them for the next 4 seconds that prevents them from taking a percentage, 60% of the damage they would take over the next 4 seconds. And that's really, really potent. This is kind of a big deal because it can really slow down the rate at which like a gunner or flame or whatever it is chunking your teammate, and it can buy you enough time to save them with chorus. It also activates when you and allies are on the ground in the down state. So if you go down, effectively you have a lot more downed HP because this is triggering while the enemies are shooting you, while you're bleeding out. It's triggering and preventing you from taking health damage. So that's really cool too. Okay, Beacon of Purity here, it erases the corruption from dogs and bursters and Nurgle slime and the fucking green goop that they reintroduced to Havoc. It also, when you're playing Havoc, enemy melee hits corrupt your health bar as well, and that adds up over time. Like, not gonna lie, it does add up a lot, and this keeps you clear of that stuff. So it's honestly pretty nice to have that on a team because it makes all your health packs have more value. Then down here we've got Chorus of Spiritual Fortitude with Ecclesiarch's Call. This is a damage boost for you and all allies 10 seconds after your last pulse goes out, provided you did at least 5 pulses. Big, that's a huge boost in damage. And what it does is you push the bosses into the corner with your pulses, and then everyone's just going to town on them. And as soon as you finish pulsing, that's your time to pull out the bolter and mag dump on them with 30% bonus damage, right? Okay, coming down here, we've got Invocation of Death. Like I said earlier, we need at least 50% crit or so in order to get Invocation of Death rolling with some consistency. That's why we have Blazing Piety for that little bit extra crit. We only have 1 point left for the build, and this is definitely better than our lovely Inexorable Judgment over here. And on the right side, we take Pious Cutthroat. Pious Cutthroat is huge in this build. Every backstab kill is 12 seconds of cooldown reduction, so a master of the core Zealot strategy will be always seeking for a way that they can position themselves to get a couple of backstabs and get cooldown. There's an internal cooldown on this ability of, I think it's like 2 seconds or so, it seems like, and that is about the only limitation. That's there so that you don't like multi-hit 3 enemies that are all facing away from you and instantly get your cooldown back, but you can get it back in like 10 seconds, which is very, very nice for an ability this strong. So you'll see me doing that lots. And what I would be doing is I would be chorusing myself into the enemy ranks, into their formation, and then lining myself up behind a priority target so I can stab them in the back as soon as I come out of that chorus. Okay, so that's everything for the build. I'm going to be making also a recommendation in my videos from here on out. I'm going to call it Best Friends. If you've got a homie who is ride or die with you and wants to play a class that sort of synergizes with this, what should they play? Basically, that's the idea behind the Best Friend. And the best friend for this build would be an Ogryn build with Taunt and the Bully Club. Because the Bully Club emphasizes, it gives brittleness and it gives damage on stagger to enemies, and this chorus does perma stagger on even the largest enemies in the game, so they take that extra bonus damage. And the additional effect of having the taunt means that you, as the backstabber, can come up and guaranteed get those backstab hits. So it keeps you safe, and then you keep him safe, and then you both augment each other's damage through the use of Ecclesiarch's Call and the stagger. So an Ogryn pairing with this, it would be a lovely like wine and cheese plate. And this build certainly would be the cheese in that scenario. Okay, guys, so that's everything I have to tell you about the build. If you want to go try it out and go carry some Havoc games from the support position, I highly encourage you. Like and subscribe. If you want to stick around, here's some more gameplay clips of me playing this to the best of my abilities. Enjoy, and I'll see you very soon. Mystery out. Be right here, so when this Demon Host comes in, I can course it off the edge. Stay right there. Love it when a plan works out. In this clip, I want you to take note of how Until Death saves my life from a Crusher overhead, and then Beacon of Purity gets rid of all of my corruption so I can actually have some health and not die during this fight. We managed to survive in this really sticky situation where things went really wrong really fast. Twins, get their shield low. We're gonna knock them off the edge. Bring them back here. As soon as their shield breaks, we can stagger them off. Sorry, I can't tell what's going on right now. Oh my god, dude. I keep getting staggered by random shit. Whee! Oh, I'm still going. I fell through the map. I guess eventually I'll die.